Hello there, everyone. Pearl Jr. here. This lighting looks a little weird, but I want you guys to know I don't have any filters on. This is just the lighting in my office. So, how's everyone doing? I know I haven't been live in like 3 weeks. Can you believe it? Well, I had laryngitis for a week. And I've been busy with At.I 5, and I am going to show a snippet of At.I 5 today. Whoop whoop. And we should be finished maybe the last of April. We're not going to come out the same day of the Michael biopic, but maybe days later, okay? After a whole bunch of people have seen it and they still feeling Michael, they got their Michael magic in their body and their soul. They got the MichaelMania going. They just can't get enough of Michael. Then I'm going to release At.I 5. Okay, lots has gone on in 3 weeks, right? A lot has happened. I have to get out of here in 30 minutes. Oh my God, how am I going to say everything in 30 minutes? Okay, the first thing we're going to do is I meant to look this up before I started. I want to know when is the Wade and James trial going to happen? Oh my goodness. When is the beginning of the Wade Robeson trial? Let's see. The beginning of the Wade Robeson trial is it's still pending in the California court system. Yeah, we know it's pending. When is it going to start? When is the first? It's slated, excuse me, for 2026, and that's all they said here. Okay, so sometime November 2026. Okay, the civil trial is November 2026, according to Rolling Stone. All right. I haven't looked it up. Okay, so that's one thing. The next thing is there's just so many Michael Jackson trailers going on. You guys know that I'm still got a little bit of laryngitis left. The snippet is going to be with my laryngitis voice. When my voice gets totally back, which should be hopefully in a couple days, it's 100%. I'm going to revoice the snippet, but I like this little series of snippets that I did while I was not feeling well. See, I work even when I don't feel well. All right. So, hello there, everyone. So let's take a look at some MichaelMania that's going on, right? Here we go. This is them. They're taking over the streets, these dancers, and they're doing the Michael Jackson dances. And they're doing it to Billie Jean or Thriller or any of his big hits, okay? So if we see them, they came out here in Los Angeles on Hollywood Boulevard too. So we thank these dancers for going around the country, or people going from country to country, city to city, doing Michael dances in the street, okay? I think it's wonderful. Okay, MichaelMania has started. Paris. Lots of Paris news. Happy birthday, before we get to Paris, happy birthday to Michael Jackson's first love crush. He was in love with Diana Ross. It is her 82nd birthday. So we say happy birthday to Miss Ross. Hello, she looks like my friend Dana. Oh my God. Growing up, everybody said my friend Dana, best friend Dana, looks like Diana Ross. Okay, which she did. Okay, which she still does, as a matter of fact. Okay. Maybe I'll show you a picture of her. A new poster. We got a new IMAX poster. You guys know I got my tickets for the 22nd, the pre-premiere, the 22nd, and I'm seeing it in IMAX. There you go. How great is that? The real tickets go on sale on the 24th. Okay. And let's see. That's a new poster. Paris, we're going to get to you, girl. We're going to get to you. It's happening. It's really, really happening. Teddy Riley. Teddy has said some interesting things. He has his book called Remembering the Times, because he was the producer on Dangerous and Blood on the Dance Floor. And him and Michael spent a lot of time together. Teddy sometimes say crazy stuff. But I want to read his book, but I just can't squeeze in the time to sit and read his book. But I want to read the book. But anyway, he said that Michael was scouting out a mall in Switzerland. And it came to find out that Michael had intentions to buy a mall in Switzerland in 97. And then he also explored purchasing property in Gstaad, Gstaad in 1993. And that's probably what Teddy Riley is referring to. Oh my God, Brandon is just like Michael. Oh my God. This interview that he did that I posted on my YouTube channel. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I don't know why I get stuff in another language. I have no idea. But let's go to my favorite part. Okay, let's see. Okay, so here's part of it. It's part of an interview called Show Up Arizona with B. Howard, right? And this is Brandon. Let me put up a little volume.
In my life and not in my life. It's been more of a personal introspect. Creating, I'm always creating, but this personal.
I want to talk a little bit about your live shows, your live performances.
Yes.
I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing.
We try to on this show.
Okay, hold on. Let's get to the beginning.
Arizona, which airs on iHeart. An artist, a producer. I mean, that is some seriously cool hair. New York, Los Angeles guy. Why move to this crazy state?
When I was coming to Scottsdale Airport, and then I was passing the I-Pick, and I said, I have to move here.
Okay, he moved to Arizona at one point. This interview is 5 years ago. In July 29, 2020 is when it was uploaded.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, we try to, on this show, you know, we're promoting Arizona, and this
he tries
is the state of Arizona to kind of...
Talks about Michael.
I'm recording at, like, you know, different spots like the Crescent Room, Salt Mine, like everything local that I've been working on.
Oh, where is the part about Michael?
Okay.
We announced this on social media that you were coming on the show.
Yeah.
And I do my research, so I've watched all your stuff. I've listened to all of your music. What is your relationship with Michael Jackson? Are you his son?
Okay. Well, as far as that goes, I'm very fortunate to be raised by a great family, and thankful that everything that we're doing in a music and a personal space is very positive. And we actually have some new recordings that we have coming out together, and some different things that I want to talk about in a later date.
Okay.
I don't want to give it all away.
All right.
I'm very thankful.
So, but I mean, what is your relationship with the Jackson family? I mean, when you say your family, I know you've worked with the Jacksons as well in the past.
Yeah, raised there and everything. There's a lot of things that are out there and stuff like that about me, and most of what we like to keep it is at the music and at the spot of becoming who I am.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, who I am is individual.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine it might get a little bit.
Notice he doesn't say me and my brother.
Annoying, redundant. Like people,
We're raised.
People saying that. I'm sure when you get recognized out there, people probably mention it when you're out and about. It probably gets. It's getting old, isn't it? Guys like me haven't asked this question.
Well, the thing is, I'm very honored to be able to carry that in some sort of way. I'm very thankful that family and all of us, we also, you know, have your support. But more likely, what's more important to me is supporting my music, supporting who I am as an individual aside from everybody. I'm not here to piggyback on anyone. I'm not here to just be like, that. You know, I want to...
Right. It's not about Michael Jackson. It's about B. Howard.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a very healthy perspective. So then let's jump into the music. We Are Champions. I love
Okay.
the track.
Later on in the interview, you guys can watch it. That's the name of the interview. You guys can watch it. He says that he got a chance to travel and meet presidents. So was he always with Michael, or was he with Michael more than we know? I mean, I'm just saying. I know that he said he was raised by the family, and he says all I can say is keep it about the music, because Mickey said that she signed an NDA. Mickey Howard is his mother, said she signed an NDA. We know Mickey was there with Michael, with Joe at the time of conception in 1980 is when he was conceived. We know that Michael bought a condo when Brandon was a couple of months old down the street. We know that the pretend dad, Augie Johnson, member of the group Sidestep, sidestep. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I don't remember the name. But anyway, he was member of the group, but he also, Augie Johnson, is listed on the Off the Wall credits. Okay. He's the pretend dad. Okay. So we know that Mickey was there with the Jacksons. We know, and she was a part of that group. We know that, right? And we know that he's collaborated with them all. People around the Jacksons saw Brandon running around Havenhurst. He was always there, always around. So we know that the history goes to the very beginning. Jackie said known him since he was a kid. Okay. So we know all this stuff. You listen to his voice and you see his mannerisms and how he acts and how he's very vague and how he has to be careful what he says. It's because he's Michael Jackson's biological son. We got the song Billie Jean, matches perfectly. We got another song on the Thriller album, Baby Be Mine. Mickey Howard had another song later called Baby Be Mine. And on the flip side was I Just Can't Stop Loving You of Michael's Baby Be Mine. And so much more. I'm going to be updating a live 4 and adding in more information proving that Brandon is Michael Jackson's biological son. Okay. But anyway, I just want you guys to know that. Let's move on. The next thing is Paris. Let's get to Paris. Okay, Paris started suing the estate for transparency, which she is allowed to do. Okay, she's allowed to ask for audits, right? Audits up until she becomes no longer dependent on the estate. If she is to get the money afterwards, it would have to be after the estate closes and all the properties are dispersed. The estate is open, and I don't know when it's going to close. But when it closes, that's when the properties go out of Michael Jackson's possession into other people's possessions. The reason why she probably told BG she'll be in his next film, that's what I'm thinking, right? Or she would do whatever she can to get him real top-notch actors and actresses in his film. We're going to talk about BG and acting in a minute, too, his films. Okay, but Prince joined in, the big Prince, Michael Joseph Jackson Jr., that ain't even Michael's name. He joined in, so all three of them have joined Paris in the lawsuit about transparency. They want to know, somebody's went through all the accounting and saw that there was $625,000 that was unaccounted for, or that was sketchy, or that was unauthorized, or just she's saying money sitting in an account should have been invested instead of just sitting in an account. Well, one of the reasons why they said $100 or so million was sitting in an account was because of the ongoing IRS case. Okay. They had to keep money in an escrow account in case the IRS case, the death taxes, which Michael ain't did. And then they put stuff sealed. Why is it sealed? Why is it sealed? Those trade secrets, which I believe the trade secrets is Michael retired. He faked his death and retired. Okay. I believe that those are the trade secrets, right? And that's why they didn't put them in an investment, because it would have been irresponsible for them to splurge money that they might have owed to the IRS. Okay. Which they, so far, so good. I think there's still some litigation that's still happening with the IRS case. But I've went over that. Just go through my videos. I don't even want to speculate because I don't remember everything, because when it talks about money and numbers, I'm not as interested. Okay. But anyway, so, apparently there was some kind of preliminary ruling. And the ruling said that, yes, the estate is very far behind on filing their accounting. So from 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025, they're asking to see the updated accounting. Up to 2021 has been released. Okay, so apparently they're saying, Paris's attorney is saying, We won, because you got to show the accounting earlier than they want to. They're saying that the estate is saying that's not true. They already agreed to do it, so there wasn't really any kind of victory there. They're just, kind of reminds me of Harvey Levin and the Garagoses with Sean Diddy Combs, Sean Love Combs. The feds lost big time suing him. Oh, they lost. They were in charge. They lost. Diddy's still sitting in the jail. Okay. Garagos, they didn't win. And if I was Sean Combs, I would say, stop saying you won while I'm sitting my butt here in jail and I done paid you over $20 million to get me out. And I'm still sitting in jail facing, 4 years, which he might be out in a couple of years because of time served, right? It's a trick. Okay. It's a publicity thing. So the estate always showed the accounting. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes with all this, but the reason why she had to bring BG in is because she was aged out at age 24. Okay. And BG just turned 24. So that's BG's necessary in order to get the 24, 22, 23, 24, and 25 taxes, because Paris and Prince are aged out. Okay. So that's why BG joined in. So we'll see. Now, the estate is saying we grossed $3 billion. Okay, $3 billion we have grossed, right? And you're yelling about, 625,000, and I went down to percentages, and that's like a 0.5%. That's not even 1%. Because you got to remember, a billion is 1,000 millions. So 10% of a billion is 100 million. Okay. Another 1% of that is 10 billion, right? 10 million. Okay. So it goes 100 million, 1,000 millions is a billion. 10% is 100 million. 1% of that is 10 million. 0.1% of that is 1 million. So we're talking about a half, 0.05%. Okay. So 99% is accurate. Over 99%, they don't have nothing to say about. So I just feel like Michael is trustee and trustor of his estate. And Michael, since he's alive, he controls everything. So fighting his estate, to me, is fighting him. That's okay. That's my thought. But, he could use Paris, Prince, and BG to also, let John Bronk and John McClane know, look, we watching you. So be careful. Okay. So, it's a lot that goes on, and it's all situational depending. I always say appropriateness is judged by the surrounding circumstances. Okay. So, anyway, so that's kind of what's going on with that. Okay. So we're going to get some accounting. We're going to get some, and I go through the accounting all the time, right? I like the accounting. Okay. IMAX Theater. I showed you the poster already. Diana Ross. Let's see what else I got going on here. Hold on. I got more stuff. Oh, rest in peace to Chuck Norris. Oh, the Janet versus Jermaine yelling rumor. Okay. About the family went and saw the Michael biopic. And reportedly, Janet has a problem with it. And the problem that she has is she don't like nothing about it, as far as the reports are. Janet ain't like that. Okay. She's just not like that. She got her baby. She's touring. She's performing everywhere. But as I showed you guys in the Internet Movie Database, there's no Janet casted. So is she like non-existent in the whole damn film? Like she doesn't exist, and that would make her upset, I would imagine, right? People say, well, she don't want to be in it. It ain't her choice. It's Michael's life story. And if you're telling the truth about someone and you can put them in, she is a member of the family, so they could cast it. You're not going around asking everybody in the whole world that's ever, worked with Michael for a release. Because it's a theatrical movie. And as long as you're telling the truth, you can put whoever you want in your movie. as long as you're telling the truth. And it's a dramatic film, right? So why didn't they cast her and put her in Michael walking her to school maybe one day? Okay, or maybe him teaching her a step, one day or something, something. Damn, she ain't in it at all. I'd be upset too. But anyway, apparently one of 3T, I think it was Taj and Austin, as I told many of you guys, came out and said that is not true. That Janet and Jermaine did not have a battle over the movie. And of course, Jermaine is gonna, because that's his baby Jafar playing Michael, right? So anyway, that's that. I don't believe that it's true. Now, Paris, she has a song out. The song is called Zombies in Love. Zombies. The living dead, right? The living dead, which is what Michael is, right? Zombies in love, right? So anyway, so I wasn't going to address it, okay? Because I thought she's allowed to say zombies without me putting it into a death hoax clue. Well, when she tied it to Michael, then I decided I'm going to do it. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
My new single, Zombies in Love, is out now on Spotify. Check it out. Hello, my name is Paris Jackson, and my new song, Zombies in Love, is now out. On Pandora.
I don't get this. I don't get it.
Fine. Hi, it's Paris Jackson. My new song, Zombies in Love, is out now on Pandora, and I hope you like it.
Next one, YouTube music.
Dude, imagine my dad doing this shit. Have you seen that video where he's like, I love to tour?
I love to tour.
Hi, it's Paris Jackson.
Okay.
My new single, Zombies in Love, is out now. I'm gonna start over.
Paris goes live all the time. All the time. All the time. But she has an issue and she has to, maybe, I don't get it. You're an actress. I don't get the kind of shy, I can't do it right. Am I saying it right? I feel weird. I don't get it. When she on live all the time, she's on live, right? And she's an actress. But hey, it's a promotion. It's a promotion. Zombies, and then she brings up Michael. I'm just saying. So I had to say something after she put Michael in it. Okay, Zombies in Love. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, we've all been, remember So For Go from Ashes, everyone? Everybody remember So For Go, which is Michael, right? Could it mean so free from ashes? So free from ashes? So free from ashes? Really? That's what it means, so free from ashes? Which means that he ain't dead and he ain't cremated either. Right? Okay, this is Michael. Okay, so this is Michael. It's supposed to have been Pablo, but if it's Pablo, just show who you are. But he refused, so it's Michael. Okay.
So all of a sudden we're talking on the phone about it and we're like, nah, it can't be Michael Jackson in disguise because of the man boobs, because Michael has a very, very flat chest. And it's as if...
Okay, so that one. There was a fake So For Go from Ashes, So Free from Ashes, right? And he had man boobs. But the other one that we believe is Michael did not, because Michael has a very flat chest. Okay, he doesn't have man boobs. Okay, so that was kind of this 13 years ago, 2012. Okay, so that's when I did that. So let's move on. Let's see what else I have. Oh, Kiki Shepard. Oh my God. She was a co-host of Live at the Apollo and the Apollo Showtime at the Apollo. And she passed away at 74. Rest in peace, girl. And my daughter had a birthday. Happy birthday, Alana. Oh, Paris. She had to apologize to Coleman Domingo. Now, when she first started talking crap, and I don't like the movie, it's all full of lies and only the stupid fans, cater to a certain fandom. will like it. So go see the effing movie. Go see the effing movie. You know, they told me F you, it's full of lies and fantasy and it ain't true. Well, we found out that the movie takes place before she's born. And I think it always took place before she was born, because even before they cut it into 2 parts, right? There's supposed to be a Michael 2 coming out. But before they cut it in 2 parts, I looked at the early Internet Movie Database, and never was Debbie casted, right? Lisa Marie wasn't casted. So it ended before she was born. So I don't know, you know, what she's talking about as far as reading the script and all that stuff. That stuff happened before you were even born. We talking about the Black Michael is in this movie. The Black Michael, not before his skin turned white. Okay. But anyway, and so she wanted to talk junk about Coleman Domingo, right? And saying he said that me and her talked and everything was cool. And she said that didn't happen. I was thinking, oh, she must not know he gay, right? That's what in my mind, that's what I said. Because in Hollywood, oh, you only can talk bad about heterosexuals. Can't talk bad about homosexuals, period. Okay. So I figured she was going to have to apologize, which she did. Okay. So here we go. The apology, I haven't seen an apology to her cousin.
Biopic. Coleman Domingo did reach out to you. He just said, what did it mean to you to get to hear from him?
I really appreciated the sentiment of it because, you know, there's lots of miscommunications and things get twisted and all that. I responded to him probably a couple months ago at this point. I just sent like a voice memo telling him I appreciated him as an artist and like wishing him and my cousin success and joy and happiness.
What's the story you want out there about your dad?
Love and Light.
You have a new single coming out this week?
But yes, I have a single coming out on Friday.
Life.
Tell me about it. What's the inspo?
The inspo is getting high with the love of my life a long time ago before I got sober. But the music video story is a little different. It's kind of more about what's going on in our world today, I would say.
And I know, of course,
Okay. So we didn't see an apology to Jafar or the writer John Logan or the director Anton Fuqua or the producer Graham King or anybody else. Okay. She just apologized to Graham because that is the rules. Okay. So I was like, when she did that, I was like, ooh, girl, you're going to get a little bit of trouble. Okay. So now she's apologized just to him. Okay. I wish she would apologize to her cousin Jafar, because Jafar to me I've never seen anything about him to indicate that he's not a nice guy. Okay. Or that he's a troublemaker, or he's a jerk, or that he's an a-hole. Everything that I've ever seen about Jafar or any of Jermaine or Alejandra's children is that they are nice. Alejandra and Randy's children. I know that's a weird situation, but I think that the kids came out okay, despite, them being brothers and sisters and cousins at the same time. Okay. But like I said, to me, they're nice. I've met Dante. She raised Dante. Dante is not her biological child. And I've often wondered if that's another one of Michael's secret children, Dante and Brandon. Brandon, I got a lot of facts, proof, evidence, and clues that he is Michael's child. Dante, I don't know, but I'm wondering why Alejandra got to stay at Havenhurst for free for 20 years while she was taking care of Dante. Okay. Dante came when he was a baby. A family friend that worked for the family picked Dante up from Las Vegas and brought him to Havenhurst. And Catherine didn't raise him, but it's under Catherine's roof. So Catherine kind of, she was the overseer of raising anybody, and Catherine don't like misbehaving kids, period. Okay. And Dante, she took care of Dante, and for that, she lived rent-free in Havenhurst. Okay? Jermaine nor Randy do not own the house. LaToya and Michael own that house. Okay? So, I don't get it. Okay? I'm just wondering why Michael would pay for Jermaine and Randy's kids to live free under his roof when the other cousins or nieces and nephews did not have that privilege. Just saying. It's just a big old question to me. Okay, that Michael has some stake in Dante. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so she apologized to Coleman Domingo. Okay, let's see. My sister had a birthday too. And then I'm going to get into a lot of domains, right? Michael was the domain owning king. He owned all kinds of domains, okay? I would say hundreds of domains. So there were all these domains registered on June 25th, 2009. Watch the first alive. Oh, before I get to that, I'll keep that up. Stays all day, Shay. Let's do work and play, because every body has skin. Okay, make sure you order some and order the Michael Joe fragrance or the Black Opium. I have them both, right? Black Opium or Michael Joe or Janet Joe to support and have that on when you go watch the Michael movie. So go to staysalldayshay.com or theskinbutterstore.com. Okay, guys, it is a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous product, and you smell great too. All right. I'm going to talk about, you know what? Okay, shea butter is a healer. Not only moisturizes and softens, it's also a healer. It's a collagen booster, cell regeneration. It heals people's eczema. It has gotten rid of people's rosacea. It has gotten rid of people's dermatitis. And it's also gotten rid of people's psoriasis, okay? And then I had forgotten that shea butter or raw shea butter, unscented, gets rid of diaper rash, okay, on babies. This one lady, she came in and I was in the grocery store promoting something. She was in front of the other couple, and she was like, yeah, I came to your store and I got some unscented for my grandbaby. And I was like, really? She was Latino. And she's like, it got rid of the diaper rash in one day. She said in 24 hours, it was gone. And I remembered that was a benefit. And the reason why I stopped saying it, because when I was first starting out and I was like talking to people about all the benefits of shea butter, this one lady said, I said, and it cures diaper rash. And she said, my babies don't have diaper rash. And I was like, ooh, I don't mean it as an insult. I didn't mean it. So she shied me away from using that as a sales tactic, as a selling point, a real true point. So yes, it does get rid of diaper rash too, but always use unscented on babies. Okay. All right. So anyway, so make sure you go to Stays All Day Shay. And if you have great skin and you just want it to be luscious and for it to glow and be beautiful and smell great, make sure you order yourself some shea butter. We have other products online too. All right. So one of the things while I was going through on June 25th to let you know that Michael registered all these domains: MJ Death Hoax, Hoax Death, Michael Jackson Death Hoax, Michael Jackson Hoax Death, MJ is Alive, Michael Jackson Fake Death, comebackmichaeljackson.com, Michael Jackson is Alive. I think that's one, but it's all within He Ain't Dead, He Faked His Death domains. And Michael had a history of owning a whole bunch, hundreds of domains, right? So then there was the domain IAM-michaeljackson.com that was registered on June 25th too. Well, we found out that one is gone, but now there is registered, updated on June 25th, 2025, right? May 4th. Isn't that Catherine's birthday? May 4th or the 3rd? Catherine and Jackie's birthday's the 3rd or the 4th. I think it's the 3rd. Is it the 4th? Somebody tell me. All right. But anyway, so here it is. IAM-michaeljackson.com. And it was updated on June 25th, 2009. It was registered May 4th, 2023. So I just thought that was interesting. I just thought that was interesting. It wasn't registered, so I need to fix that. It was updated. Let me say updated. Let me fix this. Updated Updated. Okay, so I fixed that. Okay, let me look up Catherine's birthday. How am I? It's the 3rd, I think. I think it's the 3rd. Catherine Jackson birthday. I think it's the 3rd. It's the 4th. So it was registered on Catherine Jackson's birthday. It is the 4th. Okay, because my birthday's May 6th. Okay. Oh, and on May 6th, the Jacksons and LaToya are doing a show on May 6th on my birthday. I think it's outside of the country in Germany, I think. But yeah, Catherine, she'll be, excuse me, she'll be 96. Oh my God, I got to get out of here. All right. So anyway, so now let's do the snippet. Let's go back here and let me make sure, save. And let me see what else what else I need to talk about. I did the lawsuits. Oh, Mark Garagos, I told you guys, I think. He has, he's no longer representing the Cassios. It was a conflict of interest. Okay, so there we go. All right. Let's go here. And I am going to play you a snippet of Alive 5. Oh, where is it? No. Let me go here. Yeah, okay, Alive 5. Here it is. Okay, here it is. Here's Alive. Apart. Remember back in our first Alive documentary? Okay, here. Hold on, let me put this back. Remember back in our first Alive documentary? Well, the German TV channel RTL, who faked the Dr. Murray and Michael Jackson getting out of the coroner's van skit, which I believe was an intentional ruse to be used later to let down those who believe in a Michael Jackson's death hoax. Well, just as Papa Joe connected with McDonald's and the Joe versus Joseph billboard campaign released during the first anniversary of the Michael Jackson death hoax, Papa Joe also has connections with the same RTL international media company, which TMZ reports is in connection with Papa Joe's lawyer. Is this a wink-wink coincidence or a death hoax clue? Another connection that must be noted, the writer of the Michael biopic is also the writer of the James Bond 007 movie Skyfall. About him faking his death. Coincidence or a death hoax clue? The connections keep coming. Well, I wrote and produced the short film, A Prisoner of Fame, about Michael Jackson faking his death, which is based on the facts of Alive 2. The actor we hired to play the role of Jack London, aka Michael Joe Jackson, was also hired to be in Michael Jackson's youngest son, B.G. Jackson's short film called Rochelle's. Wink wink, coincidence, or another Jackson family death hoax clue? Okay, so that is raw footage. Okay, so we put music behind it. I have to revoice it. Even though my voice wasn't good, we still had to move on and edit and put stuff together. So when my voice is better, I'm going to revoice that. But, yeah, did you guys realize that video is making the rounds again? And people are using it as proof that Michael faked his death. And it's not true. That RTL, that video of the coroner van and somebody looking like Dr. Murray and somebody look like Michael coming out the van, it is not true. It's a ruse. It was faked by RTL. So did Joe orchestrate that? Like the Joe working for McDonald's in Hamburg, Germany, right? And then we have the Joe versus Joseph campaign. I'm just saying, Papa Joe was always making his moves because he made a move on me with my documentary, Michael Jackson, The Trial and Triumph of the King of Pop. So I know Joe was making moves on behalf of his family, on behalf of Michael, because I was a part of Joe making that move and getting the documentary, Michael Jackson, The Trial and Triumph of the King of Pop, which a deal I signed 7 weeks before the death announcement, that had the same address as the Michael Jackson Company and the same name, Rock City, as a company that Michael, Jack Wishna, and Carrie Gordy, Berry Gordy's son, had. And when Berry Gordy, you guys know, I had Carrie, the son. You guys know I had lunch with Carrie Gordy, dinner with Carrie Gordy. And I believe Michael was in the room. Because when I first talked to Carrie Gordy, he answered the phone and he said, you know, Jack Wishna faked his death. I was like, so was he saying Michael was Jack Wishna in disguise? I'm kind of confused about the whole Jack Wishna thing. And then there was something else with Jack Wishna I got to look up. But he said that to me and I was like, oh my God. You know, I'm like, what? So then we scheduled something and we sat down and made. I just watched something about a documentary that Carrie Gordy produced, and it was about the Ed Sullivan Show. It was a great documentary, and if you get a chance, please watch it. It was really, really good. And then Carrie kind of dropped me. You know, we met, and then I don't know why he didn't come and say hi to me at Papa Joe's memorial. He was there, right? And he didn't come and say hi or anything, you know. But anyway, he's probably like, dang, Michael's pushing it by having her here. Right, because I'm the death hoax lady, right? And since I am the death hoax lady, right, and I'm at Papa Joe's memorial with the whole family minus Paris and Jermaine. Those are the two, but everybody else in the family was there, right? And I'm amongst them. And I guess I was a symbol to say Michael ain't dead. I guess that's because I'm the death hoax lady. Okay. But anyway, so guys, I got to run. Make sure if you have not watched the Alive docuseries, please do. Go to MichaelJacksonInsider.com and order your Stays All Day Shay. Let's do work and play, because everybody has skin. Love you all, but I gotta go. Oh, I got a broken finger now. I don't mean to give you the middle finger, but I have to go get it fixed. All right, get it fixed tomorrow. All right, then, guys. Love you all. Gotta go. Bye-bye.